Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the shop. Back working on the Hyster here, so I need to get some things finished up on it before I lose all the parts to it. But first, I want to give a special thanks to one of my patrons, I guess you can say, a friend of the channel that donated some goodies that I'll be able to use to convert this mast into a 3-stage free lift, which I would like to do at some point in the future. That would allow the forks to be able to go up without the mast going up, so the mast wouldn't punch through the ceiling in here, but I could still run the forks all the way up. And I don't want to lose a lot of height, but I do want to lose, or don't want to lose lifting height capacity, but I do want to lose the mast height on this machine because it's pretty tall. And it would be more handy if I could go in a 10-foot door with it. So it's what I'll look forward to in the future. But for now, we need to just get it fixed and get everything working like it's supposed to on it. So let's take a look. So there's the donated hydraulic cylinders. Thank you very much to, you know who you are. And then we come back here to the shifter linkage I've been building on. I turned that shaft there, and I'm going to be able to weld that shaft to the bracket that the hydraulic levers are attached to. And I use that large diameter to help raise it up a little bit. That gets it a little better in line. This cable is somewhat difficult because the engine block interferes with it. So I fabricated up a little piece of angle iron bracket there. I'll probably wind up heating this with a torch and twisting it to get it to align better. And I'll probably do some modification of this piece of all thread here where I can put nuts on it and get this where it needs to be so it's free. And it is a difficult pull. I have pulled it manually, and it will operate the well, I guess it's the reverser. Okay. You can see. So there's the linkage going down in there. I wish they would have drilled and tapped those bosses on the side of the transmission, so I could have dropped the bracket down there, but I just knocked the casting, the web there out, and put the nuts in there, and we'll see how that does. If it's not too bad of an angle, we'll go with that. But that's the last linkage I have to hook up on this thing, and then all the linkages should be working. So I need to turn a snap ring groove on that for the lever arm, and then it'll be ready to weld in place. So let me get that done and I'll bring you back. Got the snap ring groove turned in there. So I'll get this piece welded on, and I should have a mount. Well, I got it somewhat like it ought to be. Shaft's welded on, levers mounted, got the snap ring groove cut in there, and I've gone ahead and greased it up. And the shifter works here, but I think I want to drop this cable down more. It'll get it better in line, I think. Make it a straighter pull will be better. So I'm gonna unbolt that bracket and drop it down, and you might be able to see that big giant rack of spacers. Maybe you can see I got a bunch of nuts on a long grade 5 bolt, and that offsets that shifter linkage to get that cable better in line with where the slot is on the side of the transmission case. That's holding, everything's clear and everything. So let me work on this bracket a little bit and I'll bring you back. Well, there it is. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Got the cable decently in line. Tucked over against the side of the block. It's pretty decent in line down there too. And shifts. So I think the handles will be in the right place. It's time for the moment of truth. I'll sit the seat pan back down on here and see how it sits. Well, it looks not too bad. It comes through the hole and it clears the gear shift lever, and all the hydraulics should clear the seat. I would like to move it up a little, but my cable's too long for me to get any more pull with where it is, so I'm going to have to chop the cable off down here and screw the end back on it, tap it or thread it further back, shorten it up a little bit, and that should let me get that moved up in the hole some. Can't come too much forwards, or when it's in reverse, the gear shift lever is going to be real close to it and you could be jamming your knuckles between the two. So, but I want to get it a little bit further forwards. That way the boom lift is not in line from sitting in the seat. So I'll see what I can do about that and I'll bring you back. Look at that, got a seat again. So, got the seat on, knobs are on. Done all I can do to get the gear shift lever forward as far as I can to make it feel comfortable while you're in the seat for the forwards and reverse. So I guess the only thing left to do is to fire this thing up and see if it'll work. Sweet. It works. Got 50-pound oil pressure at idle, hot summer's day. Even with that bad crank in it, so that I didn't polish right, but I guess it still works. So need to work on the floorboard and the brakes and electric wiring and build the intake and exhaust. So only thing left to do is everything. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, I'll catch y'all later.